Anybody could get that pink slip, honey. Mother, father, sister, uncle, cousins, niece, nephews, aunts, whoever. Lovers. If you are entertaining toxicity, you gotta get up out of here, honey. I no longer dwell there. Anyway, this episode will be something that I recorded last year, and ironically I was sick then and I'm sick today. Maybe I'm just sick as shit, huh? How about that? But anyway, so if you hear me referencing something to last year or anything from the past, just know I'm not losing my marbles, guys. I'm just uploading past episodes that I recorded. So let's get into it, buddies. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Openly Expressive, or shall I say, welcome to. For those who are my oldies, I thank you for joining me again. For my newbies, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy what you hear and it'll convince you to come back again. So guys, I'm absolutely sick. My mom got me sick, literally and figuratively, okay? So this episode will be entitled, When It's Time to Walk Away Even from a Loved One. So I have decided to completely walk away and wash my hands from my mom because she is like one of the most toxic individuals I have ever encountered. And she has done some of the most unimaginable things that it's to the point that if I told you some of these things, you would be like, there's no way that's true. She's making this up. And prior to recording this episode right here, I actually, did a whole play-by-play and list of things of what she has done to me. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to throw her under the bus like that. Every dog has its day. Every dog has its day. So, there's no need for me to throw dirt on her name. But I will say she's absolutely toxic. And I've learned that the more I'm around toxic people, the more toxic I become, or it just brings out the toxic traits that I possibly already had in me. And I no longer want to partake in those type of characteristics or whatever you want to call it. But she's visited with me and my children. She has visited with us on Thanksgiving. She actually came here a day before Thanksgiving and she left on Sunday, which I basically had to call her a cab and get her up out of here because she violated me in my apartment once again. And the sad part is, me and my children have to have had conversations saying, well, I wonder what she's going to do when she comes next time. Because there's always a next time with her. And the crazy part is, it's only with me. And for my oldies who have listened before on episodes where I was, describing the way my mom is with me, it's colorism. I peg it up to be colorism. I'm fair skinned, as I mentioned before. My sister is brown skin and my brother is dark skin. And I'm the only one she treats like shit. Like shit under the shoe. And I swear I wish I would go into full detail because when I use the word shit, that's literally and figuratively of one of the things why I am disassociating myself with her. But I previously recorded an episode before this one and I was describing detail by detail what it was that she has done this past incident. And I just won't even put that one out there. So I'm just going to re-record it in this episode and just basically say, I'm just done with her. Certain things are unforgivable. We're supposed to forgive and move on, this and that. Okay, but when is enough enough? Are we supposed to forgive and continuously have a person in our lives? Are we supposed to forgive and forget? Because let's be for real, you can't forget what someone does. And even if you mask it with, oh, we're cool, da-da-da, it's still that undertone of, I don't really want to fuck with that person. Because all of the damage that they have done and all of the chaos that they have created, And that's just where I'm at with her. I don't wish her any ill will. I don't wish, I wish her the best of health and a life of longevity and things like that. But I just don't want to be around her ever again. And she's the type that does her shit and she plays the victim, and I'm so tired of it. She's also the type of person that does her shit and wants to, blame everybody else and act like nothing she has done actually happened, when the proof is definitely in the pudding. The evidence is in your damn face, and she'll still deny it tooth and nail and get an attitude with you. It's like the man who cheats on his wife or his woman or whatever it is, and he gets caught and he's mad at her for finding the evidence in his phone. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Or someone does some foul shit to you and then they wind up shaking their head like, Exactly, that's how the fuck I feel on a daily basis dealing with your ass. But, I'm just nearing 2023. I'm just saying to myself, just weed all of the negative-minded people out of your life. And I pray that often to God for him to, me and my children pray that for him to remove all evil and negative-minded people and things away from us and those around us. And the crazy part is, the people who are supposed to have been tied to me for a quote-unquote lifetime, those are the ones that's just dropping out of my life. Like, I married a person and I thought that was supposed to be a forever thing. He dropped right out of my life. My mom's supposed to be a forever thing because we're tied by blood, and she dropped it right out of my life because I don't make time for bullshit anymore. I can't deal with a person who is so damn toxic and they don't even realize they're toxic, and their toxicity just seeps towards me and mine, and it taints us. Like, I recall, I told you guys before, I think, but I gave my son a birthday party a few years ago, and she was like, oh my gosh, everything was so great, but it was just something missing. And I'm like, what? She was like, you didn't curse me out, you this and that. And it was like she got a high off of that. And I'm like, what do you mean I didn't curse you out? I said, I didn't say anything to you. Now, normally I don't curse at her, so she doesn't mean like that. But she mean, like, I'm sorry, y'all. She means like, put my foot down and demand respect and this and that. And I'm not a pushover at all. I can demand respect from someone and put somebody in their place without having to demean them or cuss them out. So that's the type of time I'm on with her when she violates me. But she's like, you didn't curse me out, you didn't this and that. And I'm like, because you were on your best behavior. And why was she on her best behavior, guys? Because one of my sisters were there. And whenever my sister's around, she still has no coof at all. But she doesn't act as crazy as she would when it's just me and mine. Like me and my offspring or whatever. We see the full effect of her foolishness, her drama, her chaos, her toxicity, her negative energy, her foul mindset. We see all of that, but to everyone else, she kind of plays it, she downplays it. They see it too, but not to the full extent. So she comes to my house, she violates my house, she disrespects my house, she disrespects me, she speaks negative in reference towards me and my businesses, and she's not my cheerleader. But for everyone else, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing, and she likes to pin me and my sister against each other, and she's just so damn negative. We could be watching TV and she'll pick apart every negative thing in reference to what somebody looks like, somebody's wearing, somebody this and that, they're just everything about them. And I'm just like, that's so off-putting to me, because I don't like gossiping about someone. It's stupid to me. Like, unless you're getting something off of your chest and you need to vent and, release some stress or something, to just sit there and randomly talk about someone is the dumbest, weakest shit to me. And I don't, those are people who are not, you don't really bring anything to the table, so you just, that's what you contribute, negative attribute all the time. And it's just like, I've been having issues, feeling like I've been having issues with my chest, or my heart rather, and I don't need any added stress. I had a heart monitor on a few weeks ago, and she knows this, and she just came to my house and just caused a bunch of stress and chaos. And I'm just like, why? And she did something totally disgusting. Now, a few months ago when she came, she did or last year rather, she did something very disgusting in my bathtub. Very disgusting in my bathtub, okay? And when I told her she needs to clean it up, she had the audacity when we went to go get the cleaning products from the store to ask me to pay for the cleaning products. To reimburse her, rather. Are you crazy? So that was that. And you would think that it would stop with the nastiness at that. But no, my friends, this year for Thanksgiving, she did something else. That goes hand in hand with the first nasty thing that she did. She did something else in my house. And I was just like, you know what? It's too late to kick her out. But tomorrow morning, you got to go. I said, so I'm going to call your cab tomorrow. And you have to go. And then she's like, oh, and I don't think I was going to completely wash my hands with her because I never have before. I might have stayed away from her for a little bit, but still maybe like 2 weeks. Oh, that's really nothing. But I still checked on her and texted her and this and that, but I can't do any of those things anymore. She's fucking toxic. And it's my mom. And it's like, how can you birth a child and just seem like you hate them? She seems like the high school girl in school that just hates me because I'm light skinned or whatever it is that she thinks of me. And the reason why I say colorism is because my sister's brown skin, like I said, my brother's dark skin, like I said, and she treats them like freaking gold. Well, I don't think she knows how to treat anybody like gold, but she treats them a hell of a lot better than me, okay? And I say colorism because I remember one time I told you, I think she asked me what it's like to be light-skinned, and I'm looking at her like, what? So I said, I don't know what it's like to be any other complexion, so I can't even answer that. And then she's like, oh, well, I just figured, you're privileged and you're this and you're that. And I'm like, why? Because people think that that's closer to white or something? I don't understand, because I'm still black. Well, I'm multiracial, but let's be for real, I'm still black. So I didn't really understand why she asked me that. And then I started putting two and two together, like, okay, well, maybe this is why, because she treats me differently than my siblings. Maybe she just feels like whatever and she's prejudiced. She doesn't like white people. But anyway, so it's just like, I'm putting all this together and I'm like, now it all makes sense. And I don't need that around me. My children are fair skin as well. Well, I have 3, and one of my children are brown skin, my oldest, and my 2 smaller children are fair skin as me. And she just makes all of these derogatory comments and negative comments and racist comments and all these things around my children. And that's another thing. I don't need this negative energy around my children either, because children's minds are very impressionable. We all know that. And I don't need that around my kids either. So when she finally did whatever she did this time, that made me, put my foot down and say enough is enough. The time before that should have definitely been the enough is enough. But I was like, maybe it was an accident. And I knew it wasn't, just how it all played out and how it led up to the incident. So I knew it wasn't an accident. But you would figure, since it was so catastrophic, she would have never violated me in my house again. No, she topped it and did something else very similar. So I'm just like, fuck this. It's enough is enough. We're nearing 2023, and by 2023, I want to be at the ultimate heights of happiness and, negative-minded, free of negative-minded people. And I just want to live my best life. Me and my children, I want us to live our best life with nothing but positive-minded people around me and them. And sorry, guys, if I sound a bit stuffy and, I'm sick. But this has been weighing on me very heavily for the past few days, how I'm just so baffled on no matter how good I have been to this person, which is my mom, quote unquote. And I say that because she never exuded mother-like behavior with me. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. She even said when I was born that she told the doctor that since I'm not a boy, that he should just put me back in. So that goes to tell you, I wasn't wanted with her from birth. She even told me that she was going to have an abortion with me. Who the fuck says that? But, I wasn't wanted since birth, apparently, or probably since conception, honestly. But, it definitely shows. It's not a mystery to be like, was I wanted or not? I wasn't, clearly. And they say that sometimes parents or mothers treat their children maybe in a bad way because that's how they feel about their father, which my father seemed to have played a role in my other siblings' lives, but not mine. I have a total of 8 siblings, and 6 are from my dad's side, and he has pictures of all of them and everything, nothing of me. And he used to beat my mom and things like that, not saying it's justified. There's something about her, though, that's very negative. And if it's not someone laying hands on her or someone cursing her out or making her feel less than or demeaning her or whatever. Well, I can't even say making her feel less than, because no one can ever make you feel less than what you truly feel for yourself, And no one should ever. A lot of us fall victim to that in relationships, though. But she has a lot of damage that has been done to her in her life, whether she was a part of the, downfall of that or not. She just has a lot of damage that she's mentally screwed from. And a lot of the times people who are mentally screwed and tainted from past situations don't realize that they are. So they most definitely don't seek the help that they need because they're in denial of them even needing help, or they just don't, they think nothing's wrong with them. So it's just like, help. Why would I need help, my friends? I'm good. You're not. Because quite frankly, I think we all need some type of help, therapy, someone to lean on, someone to vent to without having an opinion towards, without giving us any type of advice, just someone there to listen. I mean, write a journal, And guys, I'm an author. I told her I was going to give her a journal and things like that, self-help books, and but she doesn't want that. But as soon as I said I'm going to give her like a word puzzle book or a word search book, she's gun-ho for that. And I'm just like, this woman is so jaded. She doesn't even realize she's jaded. Because, some people don't want to seek that help because maybe they're embarrassed. And so I figured, journal it out where no one else can see it. Just you. And if you like to, reference things to God, just Him. But you have to release all of that stress and anger and things that you are going through and toxicity that you are withholding, because when it plays out and it comes out of your body and your system and your mind, it can cause lots of damage to you and other people around you. And I have been on the back end of that with her. And I'm just tired of it. And so she says, I'm going to go home and I'll see you in 2023. And then she's like, you know what? We can just do phone calls, this and that. So I'm like, you know what? If you feel the need to take it that far, then by all means do so. And that's when I had my epiphany. And I'm like, you know what? She's done me a favor, because when I prayed to God to have all of these negative-minded people get away from me, I'm realizing she's one of those people that He's getting away from me. Now it says, honor your mother and your father, and thy days will be long. So for me to continue to honor my mother, and my father's deceased, but for me to continue to honor her, I cannot, which means I won't disrespect her and things like that. I just can't have her around me because she's provoking me. Any other human being that I have encountered in life, and they have disrespected me and altered my peace, tampered with my mental peace. No matter how many times I forgave them, because I'm a very freaking forgiving person, which I have to stop doing that. I mean, I can forgive, but I have to stop acting like those things never happened. Because when somebody do you wrong one time, they're going to keep on doing it. Just remember that one time thing seems to be a ticket into repeating world, because they don't take it as, you know what, they forgave me, let me never screw them over again because they're a kind person. They take it as, they're a fool, let me do them dirty again and again and again. So my advice to you guys in closing is, if someone is tampering with your mental peace, bringing toxicity into your world continuously, just block them out of your life, because if not, you will continue to be in turmoil. So guys, I wish you well. I wish you a life of longevity, health, and success. Until we talk again, God bless.